Alrighty, good evening. It's 10:47 right now p.m. and I need to wake up at 4 in the morning. So I don't have a lot of hours to sleep. However, I feel like I need to talk a little bit about self-love and how important it is to find your inner child that didn't get to be happy. Like the inner child that you probably have had something that happened to you in the past and that made you realize you weren't loved. You weren't loved at that time. And there's just so much beauty into being an adult because now you're not helpless anymore. You can actually love yourself and you can actually create an environment inside yourself that's safe, that maybe your parents didn't offer to you when you were growing up. Maybe you were under a lot of stress as a child that you never really experienced true peace. Maybe your childhood was very dramatic, or it has violence, whatever the case may be. As an adult, you do have the capacity to really look inside of you and find your sad child and heal your sad child from the inside. And I know people talk about this a lot, but until I learned how to do that, I was very unhappy with myself. And life would be great. Life would be awesome. I have a great job. I have great friends. Everything was going good for me. But there was this lingering sadness that will just not leave me alone. And I didn't know how to free myself from that. So the best thing to do was to really just, you gotta dig inside and see where the pain is coming from. And our pains can be debilitating sometimes, but believe it or not, our pains are the window to our souls. And only through pain you can really find your peace. Because through our pain, that's how you get to see what really matters to you as a person. What are your priorities? Not everyone is the same in this earth. There's no two people that are gonna have the same exact experience. And even as siblings, you're gonna have different experience from your own sibling, which is amazing to think about, especially that you might have grown under, in the same household, but it doesn't matter. It's just we perceive life differently as people. We're just not the same. So self-compassion is very important, because once you start finding that child inside you, and then you get to nurture it, and then you get to talk to it like you're talking to someone you love, because you should love yourself. There's nothing selfish about loving yourself. You should be like, you know what, I'm gonna take care of myself today. And when you love yourself, and then your standards go higher when you're trying to find your partner and you're trying to find the person you are connected with. Think about it. The person you're dating is the closest person to you. This person is in your life. Maybe you guys talk every day or every other day. I don't know. Sometimes you don't even live together, but they're still affecting you because they're part of your life. When you're intimate together with someone, they have to be non-toxic people. Otherwise, you're really just robbing yourself from peace at this point. Because if you get too close to toxic people, very close like this, it's going to be so hard to leave, and it's going to be so hard to find your peace. That's the problem. Is you can, and a lot of people are codependent, and they think that the relationship is going to save them. People can't save you. You're going to have to save yourself, you know. There's no such thing as... Where does this go? Is this the face? Oh my God. Clearly I'm not that good at puzzles, okay. So anyway, when you do talk to yourself, don't talk to yourself like you know, you're punitive and condescending, you know. No, we're not going to talk to ourselves like that, because once you talk to yourself like that, then you get comfortable talking like that, and then you find it very easy when you meet someone who talk to you like this, condescending, then you like it, because it sounds so familiar, right? It sounds like, oh, he sounds so close, I love being with him, I love talking to him, and I don't know what it is, it's just this bond that it's hard, I don't understand it. Well, it's because the way he's talking to you is so similar to how you talk to yourself. So if you talk to yourself in a disrespectful way, and then you meet someone who is also talking to you disrespectfully, you're going to love it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how important it is to talk to yourself in a respectful way, even when you're confused and when you don't know what you're doing really. Still, talk to yourself in a loving tone. You know, don't ever talk to yourself like condescending, right? So self-love, you gotta find your young self that's inside you, and talk about this child inside you, and ask this child, what is it that you wanted more than anything? In a specific example, for example, let's say you witnessed violence at a specific point in your life. So you go inside yourself and you ask yourself this question. At this particular moment, what did I want more than anything at that time as a child? Not right now. This is over right now. But at that particular moment, what did I want that I could not get at that time? You know? And that one thing yourself wanted at that time, that's what you need to give to yourself. You owe it to yourself to love yourself and to find, what can I do to make it any different? You know, that's the kind of relationship you should have with yourself, in a way that you're listening and you're acknowledging your own feelings. You know, don't water down your feelings. Your feelings are not meant to be watered down. Your feelings are meant to be felt, you know. So don't listen to people who are telling you otherwise and telling you, oh no, your feelings are not valid. Yeah, your feelings are valid because you're feeling them. So your feelings are the most valid thing for you. See what I mean? Oh my God, I'm not good at this. Where does this go? Here? Okay. There you go. I just forgot the picture. How did the picture look like? Damn it. Okay, so this is someone's mouth here. And all these things might sound cliche, especially if you've heard it before and blah, blah, blah. But it's not about hearing it before. The reason why these things are being repeated and the reason why you've heard it before is because it works. Because it worked with somebody before. And once it worked with somebody, this person want to share it with you. You know, they want you to know that, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I do want to love myself, and I do want to give myself grace. Stop beating yourself up. You gotta love yourself. And if you don't, it's gonna be so hard to demand love and to ask for love, or even find it, or even dream it, for yourself. Because I've been there, I've been in a place where I wasn't loved. I've been there, and I'm sure we all have. And you gotta take yourself on a journey to our 7-year-old self. Let's say something happened when you were 7. Grab yourself right now as an adult and just take yourself on this journey all the way to the time when you were 7. When you were scared, when your parents screamed, or when you saw violence in front of you. And then you find that child and you tell it, you know what? Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Everything's going to be fine. One day you'll grow up and you will not feel helpless anymore. I think once we get over how helpless we were as children, life finally starts to have meaning, and we start enjoying life more, because we're not miserable. We're not miserable anymore. We're just happy. We're just happy because we're like, I already went back. I already met my child. And we have the capacity to do that, whether we like it or not. We do. We have the capacity to put ourselves and our imagination. Oh my God, these don't even belong here. Damn it. Listen, I'm like the worst person to play the puzzle. Where the fuck is this? Okay. So this head goes where? Here? Okay. And now the rest of the shirt. I don't know if I overthink it. It's like I'm so bad at puzzles. It's like I go by trial and error rather than just knowing where does the piece go. I don't know. I gotta keep trying until it fits. Which is ridiculous. It's like I match the colors, but that's not a real strategy. Or is it? I don't know. Okay. Oh. Alright. And then I really forgot how the picture looked like. That's not good. Not good. I'm tired. Anyway, what else? Oh, and talk to yourself gently. Like I said, like you talk to a lover or your best friend. Another thing that I want to mention is don't believe everything you think. Don't believe everything that you think. Just because you think something is wrong with you, that doesn't mean it's true. You gotta really, you can't just jump into conclusions like that and just assume that, everything you're thinking is wrong. You gotta, first of all, listen to the thought process and see where is it coming from. That's very important, to see the source of where is it coming from. Because most of the time, negative things are not even coming from inside of us. They're coming from somewhere else. Someone else has put these ideas in our heads and told us that we are this person, whether we're unworthy, or we're stupid, or we're dumb, we're useless. All these negative things we tell each other, we tell ourselves on the inside. Most of them didn't come from us. So before you just randomly believe things inside of you that you're feeling, you really need to challenge yourself and say, you know what? Yay. you got to challenge yourself and say, where is this voice coming from? Where is this thought coming from? And I will be elaborating on that on the next puzzle.